Tourism Update is brought to you by
Double the fun at US Polo in Baywalk. One brand, two stores. Downstairs in the plaza, ladies, boys, girls and babies. Upstairs on the second level next to Access, men's. Available for all our polos, t-shirts, pants, shorts, shoes, slippers, bags and accessories. Duty and VAT-free prices available with proper travel documentation and identification. Double the fun at US Polo in Baywalk. One brand, two stores. New arrivals now in stock.
Hello and welcome to Tourism Update. I'm Leanna Venturi, your host for the next 30 minutes. The boating and yachting industry is a significant revenue earner for St. Lucia. However, there is still scope for expansion within the sector, as boats with a width greater than 28 feet are not currently facilitated at boatyards or dry docks on the island. As a result, boats exceeding this maximum length have to be moved to other countries in the region in order to be repaired or refurbished. A recent notable example of the results of moving vessels that require repairs is the unfortunate sinking of the Brig Unicorn off the shores of St. Vincent. Could upgrading our marina facilities to host these larger vessels prevent similar incidents like this from happening in the future? Tourism Update investigates.
To the best of my knowledge, I don't think we have any facilities for boats of that size. Most of them will go to Trinidad or St. Vincent or to Martinique. And I think even in Martinique, the facility is an in-the-water sort of sinking platform that the boat then goes over and it raises back up. So it's not an ideal situation. You know, you're sort of stuck in the middle of a bay doing the work on your boat, and you know, all your facilities and requirements are on shore. Trinidad is a lot better because Trinidad obviously has a massive commercial boating sector with the oil and gas industry and the platforms offshore. So there's pretty much everything you need to facilitate big boat haulage and big boat repairs, maintenance in Trinidad. And then St. Vincent has Otley Hall. I'm not too sure of the particulars there, but I do know that they can lift pretty big boats up down there.
Our boatyard is limited to the travel lift, which is 75 tonnes. So the heaviest boat we can lift is 75 tonnes. Also, the limiting factor is the size of the travel lift, which means we can only lift boats out of the water, which are 28 feet in width, which is the limiting factor. Well, generally, most boats that visit St. Lucia can be facilitated at the Rodney Bay Marina. The larger boats, we're generally now talking very large boats, a very small minority of the business. And also the mega yachts, which are the much larger boats, will need to go elsewhere, and there's nothing on the island where they can be either lifted out of the water or indeed put into dry dock, which is the normal standard procedure for a mega yacht. So they would have to go somewhere like Trinidad or somewhere else in the Caribbean, or maybe further north to the States, Miami, Lauderdale, somewhere like that, but not in St. Lucia.
Yes, we have a lot of problems getting specialized people to do the maintenance in certain areas, especially the tall ship. You need sail makers, just general engine maintenance. Even with when we do our out of water maintenance in the off season, you find we have to take the boats down to Trinidad or St. Vincent, and a lot of the work our staff do, but you still need specialized skills in certain areas which are not available on island.
At the end of the day, I think the larger boats, well, the majority of them are going to be on a commercial basis. When you start talking mega yachts in the private sector, that's a completely different kettle of fish again. But because we don't have a big commercial sector, I think the need has not existed on the island to support, that number, or have a facility that could support that kind of vessel. The equipment to haul these boats is massively expensive. So, if you can get away with a 10-ton lift as opposed to a 100-ton lift, you're going to save yourself a lot of money. And obviously, people are doing this for a business, so they're going to look at the market that's available on island, and the market here is, sort of power boats, sailing boats up to 50, 60 feet, and anything below that.
No, we've always done it here. This one, now the marina's got bigger, they can actually put this one in the travel lift and lift it out. The other big one is too wide, so we actually just put a big crane and lift out the water. We've always done them here on land and done all the work ourselves, employed local people to do all the work. Many people take them away to Barbados or to Martinique and get all the work done there, then bring them back. But we've always done it in-house.
I just think it has excluded us from a certain market, but I don't know if that market is necessarily one that would be a massive market to St. Lucia, just simply because we don't have, the big commercial boats and that passing through here on a regular basis that would need it. There are a couple of large catamarans, but by and large, I don't think you could have a massive boat facility to service a couple of catamarans.
Through friends who wanted to set up a boat building business in the Caribbean, I said, look, well, I wouldn't mind a new boat. So we got it designed and priced. They came out to set up basically a boat building factory, and I would be their sort of test one to start on. It was all designed properly. It was built in Union, in one of the big warehouses there. Incredible project. Employed a lot of local staff, and then went on to actually building other boats for a while. Some of the guys that worked for me were trained in the factory how to do the glass fibre work and the spraying, and there's some very, very good people in the glass fibre field now because of that factory. Unfortunately, they were trying to get somewhere by the water. You can't have a boat building place in the middle of Union, because if you saw the trouble I went through trying to launch it from Union to here, I blocked the whole road for 4 hours. They were trying to get somewhere over here on the marina so they could build and launch, and they just couldn't get the government to help them get through with it. Huge. As the marina's built up, the whole yachting industry is built up. There are a lot of people coming with expensive yachts. They want people who can spray them. They want people who can work on them, do glass fibre repairs. And there are some good people around because of this factory. But if that had stayed here and they'd got water, a place on the water to build from, it would have been a pretty big industry, because the amount of catamarans in the Caribbean, they moved to St. Kitts where all the big ones were built up there. And there's other places up north, but there's nowhere down south boat building anymore.
I'm not sure if the investment would see a return. You'd see a return on that investment, because most of the yachts here, we cater for their size. So at this marina, we can cater for 95% of the boats that visit. It's only the mega yachts and the very small market of the large sailing yachts that we can't cater for. So we have no plans at this current time to change our strategy, because our strategy is working and it's very successful. And as I said, we're catering for most visiting yachts. I would say there is obviously going to be a loss of revenue. As I said, though, the investment needed to create a dry dock, you probably wouldn't, it wouldn't make financial sense. I think what there is a loss in the number of technical services that we have here on the island that don't meet some people's expectations. At Rodney Bay Marina, we're lucky to have a fully serviced shipyard with metalwork, fiberwork, rigging, sail repair, etc. But there's still a number of skill sets that we don't have here on the island, and that means a lot of the vessels are going elsewhere, and I think that's something we need to concentrate on.
We'll be right back with more tourism update right after this.
The Tire Shop at Northwest now offers an express lube service. Get your oil and oil filter change with a thorough inspection from our skilled technicians, all while you relax in our comfortable customer lounge. Fully air-conditioned with free Wi-Fi. At the Tire Shop, there's no appointment necessary. Just drive right in and our friendly, knowledgeable technicians will take good care of you with courtesy and superior workmanship. Come on down to the Tire Shop and find out for yourself how quick, easy and affordable it is to have your vehicle professionally serviced. The Tire Shop at Northwest. Now you're heading in the right direction.
Be sure to look out for our YouTube video of the week, airing daily after this program.
Granton's estate, located south of Dauphin River, comprises at least 8 indigenous people sites, including a burial site.
Welcome back. You're watching Tourism Update. For over a decade, St. Lucia's marketing strategy has been centered around our majestic pitons. Yet thousands of visitors arrive on our shores each year, eager to get a taste of a genuine St. Lucian experience, complete with local music, dance, art and food. Are our marketing strategists taking full advantage of what we have to offer and the various forms of media readily available in order to reach the largest audience possible to promote our island and the events that take place here, or are we solely dependent on the novelty of the renowned pitons? Tourism Update takes a closer look at this story.
When we had the idea of starting Scruffy Radio, we wanted to go strictly 100% St. Lucian music, but we had to change that. We found a difficulty in actually getting the material from the artists. There were artists out there that had material, but then just a simple thing by sending it via email or so, you have to be after them and after them and after them like that. So there is I don't know what I really don't know what to call it, but then there's this sort of laissez-faire attitude with regards to the artists. They'll have their cry and they want to be promoted and they want to be pushed. You understand? But then like I've been saying, there are lots of means out there that they can use. There's Facebook, there's Twitter. There was at the time when we started, MySpace was the big thing. You understand? We even went as far as telling them, well, look, there's MySpace. If you're willing to link with us, we will set up your MySpace page for you. We will do all the customization and everything and create that page for you. Nobody took us on. You understand? So I don't know what it is. I mean, even nowadays there's music, but then there's a lack of getting music videos out, and they will tell you, a lot of the producers are charging too much money. You understand? I asked one artist one day, what would he consider too much money? He said he went to this producer and the fella wants him to pay between $3,000 and $5,000 for a music video. I said, somebody offered to do a music video for $3,000 and you didn't take it? He said, no, that's too much money.
We have recently restructured and repositioned itself or realigned itself so that we can do several things. One of those things is look at ways and means to re-engage the public. Our first business is to create audience. New technology provides the opportunity for creating audience. We are at a stage right now where we are creating audience, and we are trying to use as many forms of technology as possible to ensure that happens. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the CDF websites, these are some of the main platforms that we're using. I would definitely say yes. And it's not just a matter of looking at it from a position of promotion, but also from a position of selling the people, the language, the culture of the people. We have been in the past selling tourism, and when I say we, I'm let us look at it from a regional standpoint. We've been selling tourism from a position of sun, sea and sand. And we are moving away from that thinking or that viewpoint and moving towards looking at what it is in the market, what it is that is within the country that can sell the country and make it seem unique or different, right?
Carnival, yes, is termed a cultural activity, and one really has to try to define what is a cultural activity. Perhaps because the carnival originated from a very long time ago within the psyche of our people, and it's part of our like traditional heritage, then becomes a cultural activity. Naturally, when you think of culture, you tend to think of probably La Marguerite, the Rose Festival. So sometimes I have this thinking that is carnival as it is now, is it really a cultural activity? Because there's nothing, and I'm part of carnival, to say what you want to represent as being culture. Carnival now is entertainment. It's a pure entertainment, and it's more relevant entertainment for the time we're in. So when you look at the costumes don't necessarily reflect any story, if you like. What it reflects is what people want to wear while they parade on the road. We've tried. What makes a carnival different is music. And so, as you spoke, you look at Antigua, it's jam band music they have. Dominica is bouillon. Barbados is a ring bang style of music, and then Trinidad is the traditional type of soca. But we've not been able to carve out what we consider to be a true St. Lucian music. And I think it has to do, really, the music has to be an element of souk. I feel like there's souk chords in the music. I've seen it being tried. This year we have the cabaret rhythm, which is another element of it. And when Rickety did Pressure Boom, that was a different element, and that song was well received in Trinidad. But your music will determine how your carnival is differentiated. Because if you have your music sounding just like Trinidad, and already the costumes are all looking like Trinidad's costumes, then what's the difference? All right, but it comes down to your music and comes down to the activity put on together.
Don't go away, there's more with Tourism Update right after the break.
The first bank was established in St. Lucia in 1837.
Stay tuned now for the weather.
The most precious things in life have an aura of unique, alluring beauty. From its extraordinary setting in the Vallée de Joux, the birthplace of high complication watches, Jaeger-LeCoultre crafts objects so exquisite that they transcend time. A world of true sophistication, of a dedication to inventiveness that sets the standard in both technical content and artisanal beauty. This is the world of Jaeger-LeCoultre.
Here now is your weather forecast.
We invite the world to experience what we St. Lucians have known for centuries, to embrace our beautiful lands, to discover where we have come from, and to recognize how far we can go. to savor all the flavors of our fare and the colors of our culture, to know the passion of our people and the nature of our accomplishment, to see the aura of our light and to keep the memory of every moment in our hearts. We invite the world. The Visitor Channel. Everyone's watching.
Hello, and thanks again for joining us. This is Tourism Update.
The workshop that we've been hosting for the past 2 days, everything relates to Grocery. The objective of it is for us to develop a local economic development strategy for Grocery. We started out focusing on the town of Grocery. However, we have broadened our perspective for us to focus on the entire constituency of Grocery, or the district of Grocery, as some people prefer to say. And the objective is for, as the name suggests, to think of all the assets and for us to do some asset mapping, for us to develop a local, and when we say local, we do mean local as in the little man on the road, economic development plan, not for today, not for just tomorrow, but for the next 5 to 10 years. And this strategy includes people, ministry officials, the technocrats, but most importantly, the residents and other business people who have a keen interest in the development of Grocery. Grocery, the constituency, it's very funny that as the economic capital of St. Lucia, it already is an effective product. However, that product is basically centered in like 1 or 2 areas. So for example, when you think of Grocery in terms of tourism, you think of the Rodney Bay area, you think of Pigeon Point, and you think of Cap Estates, because that's where our money comes from the fact that we have a lot of hotels in these key areas. But Grocery on the whole can be an effective economy drive if we think of developing Grocery away from Rodney Bay and the usual suspect areas. I'm using suspect here loosely. For us to think of the village, the fishing village, which has now evolved into the town. For us to think of a Moshi, which has a very rich, dynamic cultural heritage. And we also have Granovier, and we have other places in between. So the led strategic plan that we've been focused on for the past couple of days is basically on us thinking outside of the box and thinking outside of the Rodney Bay Center and focusing on which other center can there be to drive the people of Grocery.
That's it for this week's Tourism Update. Thanks for watching.
The models, they know now their value. They understand what it takes, because they understand all of the problems around modeling. And it's not just being on a runway. It's also print work. Is being able to sell a product, but selling a product with a video, selling a product, with prints.
A lot of times the local public believe that they can't go into the hotels on the island. There is a stigma that they're not allowed. Well, on the contrary, with Capella Marigo Bay, we invite the locals into the hotel.
Do you realize that this year, probably 800 million room nights are used by Chinese travelers? That didn't even exist 20 years ago.
Marigo Bay does that perfectly with Jazz on the Bay, giving a lot of entertainers the opportunity of showcasing their talent.
I really want sculpture and art to start being part of people's ordinary day lives. And I want people to be confronted by art on a daily basis. because I believe that this is part of the upliftment of society.
Here at Rainforest, we're very encouraging for other people to run jazz events in Marigot, particularly the marina, because it's going to help establish Marigot as a jazz destination.
Sun, sand and sea is fading, and in any case, given our major tourist markets, people could find sun, sand and sea experiences closer to home. So our historic structures, our landscape, the beauty of the island, these are the emerging attractions for tourism.
We need original material to come out of St. Lucia. The quality of the recordings have improved, you know. I think what the music industry needs now is marketing most of all. I think the mistake that everybody here is making is that too many of the artists here are waiting for somebody from here to market the music for them.
Fishing was pretty slow for us. We managed to see some fish today, but the other 2 days we didn't see anything. Overall, I think the tournament was a success. Fishing could have been a little bit better for everybody, but you know, with time, the tournament will get better with a little more experience.
In Costa Rica, 7.5 million visitors a year travel to Costa Rica specifically to saltwater fish.
We will be able to begin to educate the masses, bring other people who have bits and pieces of information, who are experts themselves on developmental issues, because history should be used, and the knowledge of the history should be used for developmental purposes.
Marigot Bay has so many beautiful things to feature and offer, and when we can put together and come together as one to make this a destination for jazz, it really stands out.
Be sure to go to our website to download our mobile app.
We invite the world to experience what we St. Lucians have known for centuries, to embrace our beautiful lands, to discover where we have come from, and to recognize how far we can go, to savor all the flavors of our fare and the colors of our culture, to know the passion of our people and the nature of our accomplishment, to see the aura of our light, and to keep the memory of every moment in our hearts. We invite the world. The Visitor Channel. Everyone's watching.
Hi, my name is Raphaelia. I've been employed in the hotel industry for more than 5 years. It's a really good experience. You meet different people every day. You make friends. Just advise other young people to, you know, have the experience.
Hello, my name is Pamela Reid and I come from England, where I'm here with my son, and we've had an absolutely fantastic holiday. The service, the staff, the resort is just absolutely wonderful. We've had a fantastic holiday. Anything that you need or want, you just have to ask and it's there. The manager is very, very wonderful. He'll sort everything out if ever there's a problem. The staff are so kind. And the activities are absolutely fabulous. I do Pilates every day, aerobics every day, go to the gym, volleyball, even I've got my son doing volleyball. It's been absolutely wonderful. And the water sports, we go jet skiing and sailing and kayaking, and it's all included in the price. It's absolutely wonderful, and we've learnt to sail as well. So all in all, I would definitely come back and recommend this hotel.
Look out for these programs airing on the Visitor Channel. Tourism Update airs from Monday to Saturday at 7:30 a.m., 12 noon and 6:30 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Catch Fifth Gear every Wednesday at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 8:30 p.m., Sundays at 10 a.m. and Mondays at 9:33 p.m. Don't miss Death in Paradise airing Sundays at 10 p.m. and Tuesdays at 9:33 p.m. Only on the Visitor Channel. Everyone's watching.